everybody. One of my all-time favorite memories. It's me, my father, and my two siblings, my younger brother and my younger sister, in the car on the way to elementary school. I'm in 5th grade, my brother's in 2nd grade, my sister's in kindergarten, and I don't think my dad was in elementary school at the time. But one of my favorite memories of all time is on the radio was playing AC/DC's hit, "You Shook Me All Night Long," and the absolute best part of it all, my 5-year-old little sister in the back seat going, "You shook me all night long." I think of that probably about once a week to this day. My sister is 14 years old now. It has still never left my mind. So listening to music in the car with my father is something that I always did throughout my childhood, me and my siblings. We would listen to a lot of rock music from his life, such as AC/DC, Metallica, Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath, the Beatles. And we would also listen to some more diverse music as well, like hip-hop, funk, soul. We would always listen to these radio stations in the car on the way to school, on the way to events, on the way to sports. So I always had this significant exposure to music as a child. And I can say, unequivocally, music has changed my life. One thing that is absolutely incredible about music is that it can help to improve the academic performance of students in school. In a study conducted in the early 2000s, children aged 7 to 8 in the 4th grade who struggled in reading were separated into a control group and an experimental group. And music, when combined with the interventional learning, could be used as a way to remediate the reading skills. The children who were exposed to music, in addition to traditional education in 4th grade, started to catch up, while those who did not have the music did not. They started to almost get to the level, the standard, where they needed to be. I can attest to this personally because I had a wonderful teacher in the 7th grade for social science. Classical music was something that she would always play in the background, especially during exams. And she would always bring in a little CD player. She'd play the same 2 CDs. It was usually a Beethoven or a Bach. One day, one very unfortunate day, she left it at home. And it was test day. Just because she left that at home did not mean the test would also be left at home, unfortunately. So she had distributed the tests, and I immediately noticed something. My concentration, my comprehension, and my performance were all much worse than they normally were when I had the music playing in the background. I felt distracted, I felt clouded, and I felt overwhelmed. The only difference here was that lack of music. You could say that these feelings would be attributed to just a very difficult test, because generally when you have a difficult test, you don't feel too happy about it. But no, it was just a standard unit test. The only difference was that lack of music. And I've noticed that music can help in other ways than simply academic performance. In fact, when combined with physical therapy, music as a form of therapy can help children who are neurodivergent or who have autism develop their motor movements. When separated into a control and experimental group once again in a different study, when music was used as a supplement to physical therapy, there was superior motor development in children with autism or some other forms of neurodivergence. They still struggled in a few areas, such as eye contact, when compared to neurotypical children, but the gap was so much smaller. I've been around neurodivergent children and children with autism, as well as neurodivergent people and people with autism for the entirety of my life. I am one of those people, and believe it or not, I was one of those children too. My handwriting is something that has always struggled. I've always struggled with my handwriting. It's sloppy, it's difficult to read, and it is the worst. It is not bad handwriting, it is the worst handwriting. All of my teachers I've ever had have said that. But when I listen to music, my handwriting improves. And not only does it improve when I'm listening to the music, it improves after I stop listening to the music. I have more control, and there is this lasting effect. I can think of several individual instances where my performance and my inner self have been improved with music, but most importantly to me of them all is that music helped me grow closer to my father throughout my childhood. Oftentimes, music was the topic of discussion, whether or not we were reminiscing something from the past, we were discussing concerts that were about to happen that we went to, or that we see have been planned, or we're even just sitting in silence in the car or in the living room listening to music. Music supports that relationship strongly. This important tool to help mediate relationships, help children hone their academic skills, and help develop motor functions is such an effective way to promote all of these positive developments. I advocate for now, and I will continue to advocate for musical childhoods to become more commonplace, both inside and outside of the classrooms. And the best part of it all is there are no known negative consequences of exposing children to music. Unless you count my 5-year-old little sister singing another AC/DC classic, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, during silent reading time in kindergarten. Thank you all.